Welcome back. Even after a week like this one, we can still laugh. Even after a terrible week of tragedy and loss, we can still talk about politics. One of the best at doing both of those things, who is known and liked pretty much by every American, is Henry Winkler. People 50 and over know him from Happy Days as the one and only the Fonz. Millennials love him as Barry Zuckerkorn, the not very competent family lawyer in Arrested Development. In between, there is The Water Boy and a score of other films and TV projects, and 6 million copies of Hank Zipzer books, a series of young adult and children's books that Winkler co-authors with Lynn Oliver, built around the life of Hank Zipzer, Henry Winkler, really, as a young man, a dyslexic young lad in Manhattan, known as the world's greatest underachiever. The 28th Hank Zipzer book just came out, and 5 more are scheduled. Winkler is known for weighing in on behalf of President Obama a few years ago in 2008. And so when my trips took me out here to California, I asked if I could check in with him on what his views are on what is going on right now. He quickly agreed. Here's Henry Winkler. Henry Winkler, thank you for talking to me today.
I'm so happy you're in my house.
Well, I'm very honored to be invited in, and that you would talk to me about politics in 2017 when everything is so stressed. Any reluctance on your part?
Okay, do you know what I did? Yesterday, I listened to music as opposed to the radio news. And I thought to myself, oh my goodness, there's music. I forgot. Yeah. It is like you're glued to listening to the ups and downs, and I have no idea what is happening.
Have you always been a
Never.
Political junkie?
No. It started just really a few years ago.
In 2008, you made a fairly iconic ad with Ron Howard and
Yes.
Andy Griffith for President Obama.
Yes.
Had you ever done a political ad before
Never.
or since? When you endorsed President Obama in 2008, he wasn't even for same-sex marriage.
I get it.
So it's been like a decade of amazing
But I
change.
saw him do that. I saw it happen.
You saw him move.
Okay, I saw a move.
Yeah.
We went from a tweet to now doing it for real. It is so shocking to me that I can't believe. If we are going to remain a great country, every single American has to be functioning on all 8 cylinders. We have to be firing at the top of our game and not divide us and make us spew. And it just is.
Let me go back and forth with you a little bit.
Go ahead.
Is Donald Trump an actor? You're an actor's actor, Henry Winkler. You're successful in film and television.
Well, there is a
voice
tell.
actor. You think he's an actor?
There is a tell. I don't think he's an actor. I don't think he's an actor. I do believe that he is completely self-possessed or obsessed. And it's very interesting. This is what he does. When the crowd goes wild for him, he moves his ear closer to the sound. You watch it, it happens every time.
What's that tell you?
That his life's bread, his life's blood is the sound of appreciation or adulation or whatever.
Isn't that every actor you've ever known?
Not every actor, no.
The depiction of President Trump in media and culture is uniquely hostile.
Right.
Do you agree with that?
I agree that he has created, I believe, self-imposed.
Interesting.
Donald Trump has imposed a veneer that keeps him like he is in bubble wrap, like he is not connected to or doesn't have the empathy to be connected, and has created this thing where do we love to hate him? I don't love hating him because I wish it was different.
Do you have any optimism about him at all?
I, as a human being, am always looking for the pony in the pile of poop.
Yeah. I have much more confidence in the Constitution. I also don't believe President Trump is a racist or a bigot in any way. I've interviewed him so often, and I have an ear for it.
Right. Okay, so what does he do then? He only does what is good for the moment?
He advances the Trump agenda as he's his own party. It's a coalition. He's not a
Now,
Republican.
so where does America fit in that?
It fits in there that he's working in combine with Paul Ryan and Mitch McConnell to advance.
Even though he's
less
yelling
government.
at them, that's not really true.
That's not really true. Do you have anything good to say about Donald Trump?
I'll get back to you on that.
Did you have anything good to say about Ronald Reagan?
Yeah, I met him. I thought he was lovely. I knew his wife. I knew his daughter. Yeah.
Do you have anything good to say about George W. Bush?
Yes.
Everybody loves the old man. Everybody, HW's easy.
I have to say, the fact that he also abdicated and gave his vice president more than he should, there is something charming, sincere, lovely about Bush Jr.
Yeah, I've interviewed him a number of times. He will never say one word about President Obama. He will not say a critical word about President Obama.
Because he has...
graciousness.
That's right.
He's gracious.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Why don't we... you know what the most important infrastructure for me is? Education.
Education, sure.
Why don't we pay attention? We give lip service. We have overcrowded schools. We have overcrowded classrooms. A teacher is trying to teach the top 10% and the bottom 10% the same information in the same amount of time. Somebody is falling through the cracks. How do we let a fifth of the population, 20% of the population, just kind of fall away?
You're a conservative, Henry.
I am.
Because
I'm with you then.
public employee unions.
Then
and
I'm
God love
also a
public
conservative,
teachers.
and I am proud of it.
You're a producer and a director.
Okay.
So you've had to put together series, and
Yes.
you've been an actor, of course.
Yes.
So
He
he's
looks
built
like
this
it.
team. Mike Pence is a good friend of mine, and I
Right.
believe him to be a very wonderful human being. Some of my
Right.
audience won't agree with that, some will. You look at his team. He put together a very good team, didn't he?
Okay, now General Kelly, I feel for this guy.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. I put myself in his position, and I wake up in the morning and I think, what is he going to do today? What am I going to do to make sure he doesn't do that? Can I ever do anything to make sure he doesn't do that? Eventually, the job is going to beat him over the head until he bleeds from his skull.
Let me begin to wrap this up by asking you, is there anything President Trump can do to persuade Henry Winkler that he has the country's best interest at heart? Anything that he can say, do, a way of acting?
I'm not saying anymore. No, I think that we're way past words, because you never know who you're going to see. You never know. The real Donald comes out, and then there is the guy who says, all right, I'll do it. I'll read what I'm supposed to. The doing, the caring about the population.
They want to talk about Russia with me.
I understand.
You think there's a there there?
I think there's a there there. I think there are too many things that were said when it was not really scrutinized, when it wasn't really looked at or important.
So are the people that are going to the rallies good, bad, ill-informed, indifferent to facts? Who do you... the big...
Well, do you know what? There must be something to be in the hall with this man. You go to the rally. I mean, it must be something to be there.
That's a good point.
When he is on his game.
Completely different, but really final question. The Hank Zipzers of the world
Yes.
who are struggling,
Yes.
are they going to be better off in 10 and 15 years than they have been after the last 10 or 15 years?
Okay, I will tell you. They will be better off when they realize they are not defined by their challenge, when they are not defined by school or grades. No one is going to ask them how they did in geometry in the world. Here we are in August 2017. From then to now, not one human being on this earth, anywhere that I travel in the world, has said the word hypotenuse to me.
I'm not going to break that record. Henry Winkler, thank you so much. All 40 minutes of my chat, a wonderful chat with Henry, will play on my radio show on Tuesday. Don't miss it. I'll be right back with a Winkler stinger. Stay tuned. As you just saw, Henry Winkler is very up on the news. That's because he watches, among other things, MSNBC. How much? Listen to this exchange. Do you like Steve Kornacki?
I love Steve Kornacki. Well, starting with his incredibly impassioned reporting about the Bridgegate. Yeah. That's when he came into my vision. I think he's incredibly. Ari, there are so many of these human beings who are so smart.
He also brought up Katie Tur, and of course, I sent that whole clip around MSNBC. But it also got me to thinking that while it might be the worst of times for Houston and Texas, and maybe for civil discourse in the United States, it's the best of times for broadcast journalism. Those duo of MSNBC professionals cited by name by Winkler, he also mentioned Katie Tur, as I said, are all young and flourishing. And throughout my run-up to joining the NBC News family a year ago, I worked with professionals at all of the networks who were well under 40, but amazing in the knowledge and commitment they have to great reporting. The print world is full of 30-somethings and sometimes 20-somethings that set new standards every day for hard work and terrific output. Now, when a major catastrophe like Harvey strikes, it isn't just a world of anchors, though we still need folks like Lester Holt who go literally to the center of the storm. We also now have legions of fearless and smart young reporters who like nothing better than to bring you the news, the real news, sometimes at great cost, sometimes from the point of exhaustion. It's one great thing to think about, and I thank Henry Winkler for pointing it out. Hang in there, Texas. Come hell or high water, help is on the way. And we will keep our eyes on you and our prayers for you. See you next Saturday morning, right here on MSNBC.